If you've been following international news, no doubt you've seen the violence and chaos breaking out in Washington, D.C. These are protesters contesting the results of the U.S. presidential election, and they decided that they were going to storm the U.S. Capitol building. Now, these protesters have been violent. They've assaulted the police. They've been destroying public property, and as they are storming the U.S. Capitol building, they are, breaking down doors, and they are endangering the lives of the people inside the building because no one knows what they're going to do next. And how has the U.S. government dealt with these violent protesters? They've created barricades. They're using tear gas and pepper spray at close ranges. They have batons that they are beating protesters with, and they are also using deadly force because one woman, unarmed, climbing through a window in a corridor inside the U.S. Capitol building was shot directly in the chest and died on the spot. Now, my problem with all of this is that the very same U.S. Senate hiding behind armed men killing unarmed protesters in Washington right now are the same U.S. senators who recently passed a resolution siding with the violent protesters here in Thailand. These are protesters who are destroying public and private property, attacking people in the streets, assaulting police, and they're even using guns during their protests. This Senate resolution also condemns the Thai government for what they call using violence on the protesters. And what they're referring to is the use of water cannons and plastic shields, as well as the use of barriers to prevent violent protesters from breaking into public buildings and doing exactly what they're doing in Washington here in Thailand. And what this demonstrates to the world is that their concern for the protesters in Thailand have absolutely nothing to do with human rights. They are encouraging violence in the streets of Bangkok, and they're trying to tie the hands of the government here from being able to do anything at all to stop it. And they do this to maximize the chances of success of the mobs and the opposition parties hiding behind them of overthrowing the current government and working their way into power. So let's continue exposing this. Let's continue supporting the alternative media around the world and also here in Thailand so that we can keep speaking up about this double standard and hypocrisy that the U.S. tries to apply to everyone around the world and then ignore in their own society. The U.S. is violating human rights all around the globe, and now they're killing people in their own country. It's surreal, and nations around the world need to be able to protect themselves from it. And protecting yourself from a threat requires to first understand it fully. So we need to spread this information as much as possible. If you liked this video, if you thought it was useful, please like and share it. Think about subscribing to my channel. It's totally free to do, and it helps the channel grow, and I greatly appreciate that. And I appreciate all the help everyone everywhere has been giving me. And as always, thank you for watching.